Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. General Hospital early spoilers November 17th to 21st. Ned's terrifying heart scare and Ava's dangerous inferno. As we always do, we start with what's happening at the end of this week and then we'll carry over into the brand new spoilers for next week. General Hospital spoilers. Willow blindsided. On Wednesday, November 12th, we've got a bailed out Willow Tate, Caitlin McMullen, completely in shock. Of course, she's happy to be out of Pentonville. She heads over to the Metro Court and guess what? She sees that Michael Corinthos, Rory Gibson, has Jacinda Bracken, Paige Herschel, hanging out with her son. And you know, Michael just told her, go ahead and try it if you want to bring this into custody court, and even pose for a photo. He is so much his mother and father's son. Willow's shocking discovery and a fiery confrontation. Meanwhile, Willow gets in Michael's face and says she knows that he put that gun in her room. I cannot wait to see what he says about that. Professor Hank Dalton, Daniel Goddard, the worst timing. I do wonder since Rocco Falconeri, Finn Francis Carr, Charlotte Cassadine, Bluesy Burke, and Danny Morgan, Asher Jared Antonison, are planning to go ahead with the break-in at the lab, since Gio and Emma are at GH for Ned, whether Dalton might walk in on them checking out the lab. I do wonder if they're going to get busted. Laura Spencer, Jeannie Francis, tells Martin Gray, Michael E. Knight, she's very concerned that Rocco might get caught in the crossfire. This is probably of Lulu Spencer, Alexa Havens-Bruning, versus Britt Westbourne, Kelly Thibault. Because Lulu was just saying she'll never forgive Britt, which is understandable. She stole her embryo and all that, but Rocco has this affinity for her. Ned's health crisis shakes the Quartermaines. Brooke Lynn Quartermaine, Amanda Seton, is leaning on Harrison Chase, Josh Swickard. She was a little upset with him about the Willow thing, but that's not even on her mind right now. Brooke Lynn is distraught over her dad, Ned, having a heart attack, terrified he won't make it. We've got Brooke Lynn up at General Hospital with Olivia Falconeri, Lisa Lo-Cicero, and they are begging the doctors to tell them that Ned's going to be okay. Drew Kane, Cameron Matheson, pushes Alexis Davis, Nancy Lee Grahn. He obviously wants to make sure Michael goes down and Willow stays out of prison. But Alexis is telling Drew that anything other than that is a distraction that could cost Willow her freedom. And maybe she's warning Drew not to try and bring Willow home with him or to discourage her from going after Michael herself. Plus, Jason Morgan, Steve Burton, tells Britt that he is not wrong and that she knows it. That could cover a lot of topics. Midweek mayhem, threats, new alliances, and sacrifices. Thursday, November 13th, Jen Sidwell, Carlo Rota, crosses Britt and she makes a threat. Sidwell may freak if he finds out there's a lab break-in, but it's not her fault. She was at General Hospital doing the doctor thing. But I wonder if Silas knows that her key fob is stolen and that somebody has it. I'm assuming the kids are going to have it by then. Nathan West, Ryan Pavey, gets acquainted with Detective Chase, back on the PCPD force working together with Dante and with Chase. It's going to be weird, especially since Dante already talked to him about Chase and where he's at on the Drew shooting case, which is different than where the PCPD is at on it. Dante is close to a case that he's working and this could be the lab break-in since his son's involved. Or it could be the Drew shooting case because there are questions about his own brother Michael possibly being involved that won't go away. Molly Lansing Davis, Kristen Vaganos, breathes a sigh of relief. We've got Rick Hurst back this week as her dad, Rick Lansing. His storyline resumes after a couple of weeks of not having him. Plus, something causes Laura to make a sacrifice. Now, we have the election about to happen, but if Rocco and Charlotte are caught breaking into the lab, that's two of the mayor's grandkids doing some grand larceny sort of breaking and entering stuff. Ezra Boyle, Daniel Cosgrove, is back as her opponent in the mayoral race as well. Friday cliffhangers. Fears realized and plans unravel. Friday, November 14th. Britt's fears come true. Could be about the lab break-in. She could find out that Caesar Faison, Anders Hove, really is alive or maybe her Huntington's is giving her some problems. Carly Spencer, Laura Wright, is stunned by something that could cover a lot of things. Jocelyn Jacks, Eden McCoy, Valentine Cassadine, James Patrick Stewart, Michael Plotting, Michael and Jacinda. NDA Justine Turners, Nazneen Contractor. Plan falls apart by the end of the week. Now, she stopped by Sonny Corinthos, Maurice Bernard, house for help with a tire. I don't know if that was a setup by Christina or maybe she's falling for Sonny's charm and dimples. General Hospital spoilers. Sidwell charms and Jordan faces Trina. Sidwell goes to great lengths to enchant Ava. He is trying to get info on Sunny out of her. She already Sidwell know once, but if he keeps buying expensive paintings and flattering Ava, she probably will open up and give him a little something. There's a tense interaction between Trina Robinson, Tabiana Ali, and Jordan Ashford, Tanisha Harper, by the end of this week. Trina may have some things to say to Jordan about her contributions to the breakup of her parents. Plus, Stella Henry, Vernee Watson, gets shocking news this week, and I wonder if she'll find out Portia Robinson, Brooke Kerr, is pregnant, either from Curtis Ashford, Donnell Turner, or from Jordan, who won't stay out of her uterus, or from Portia herself. Explosive spoilers for the week of November 17th. The week of November 17th through the 21st, we've got Ned's heart condition and medical crisis remaining a focus. When the Quartermaines find out that Drew goaded Ned about him hijacking the truck of Tracy Quartermaines, Jane Elliott, family heirlooms, and then left Ned lying there having a heart attack, I think it's going to get insane. Olivia might actually go finish the job the shooter started. Plus, she's going to have to be nice to Britt for saving his life. Ned would be dead already if not for Britt. Ava gets closer to Sidwell. She may end up in danger, and Lucas Jones, Van Hansis, may as well. Rick may be looking for revenge against the Coven, the unholy trinity of Ava, Christina, and Alexis. The mayoral election takes place, and this is going to be a big Sunny versus Silas moment. Carly's playing with fire by plotting with Valentine against Jack Brennan, Chris McKenna. Plus, Valentine should be back on U.S. soil very soon in a local WSB facility. Secrets, lies, and dangerous liaisons ahead in Port Charles. Dr. Isaiah Gannon, Sarandie Wilson, and Portia are probably going to be outed soon because she's probably going to have to give her alibi. Right now, it's just a question, but when Dante or Chase or somebody comes around, she is going to have to say Isaiah's name. Curtis gets closer to Jordan, and Michael and Jacinda November 17th to 21st on General Hospital explodes with chaos, heartbreak, and fiery consequences that threaten to tear Port Charles apart. Lives will hang in the balance as Ned's health spirals in a shocking twist, while Ava finds herself trapped in a deadly inferno that may have been no accident. From Quartermaine shockers to mob mayhem, every second counts in a week that changes everything. Ned's heart-stopping collapse. The Quartermaines have survived countless family wars, scandals, and corporate betrayals, but nothing could prepare them for this. Early in the week, Ned, Wally Kurth, pushes himself too far as tension erupts at ELQ. Between Brooke Lynn's defiance, Lois' emotional pleas, and Tracy's ruthless maneuvering, Ned's stress level skyrockets. After a particularly heated argument with Tracy, Ned suddenly clutches his chest and collapses. Panic ensues as Lois screams for help, and Brooke Lynn rushes to her father's side. For a moment, it seems history is repeating itself. A Quartermaine family member in crisis just as Thanksgiving looms. At General Hospital, Monica and TJ work urgently to stabilize Ned, while Lois refuses to leave his bedside. Tracy, shaken but unwilling to show it, blames everyone else, especially Brooke Lynn, for pushing Ned too hard. But deep down, even she fears the worst. As the week unfolds, Ned's condition takes a dire turn. A massive cardiac episode leaves him unconscious and unresponsive. Lois is forced to confront the possibility of losing the man she's just rekindled her spark with. The hospital waiting room becomes a scene of grief and guilt, with Brooke Lynn blaming herself for distracting Ned, and Tracy accusing Lois of playing with his heart. Meanwhile, Olivia's arrival throws gasoline on the emotional fire. Though she and Ned are no longer together, her tears are real, and Lois finds herself both comforted and threatened by Olivia's presence. Expect emotional showdowns, raw regrets, and a life-or-death decision that could change the Quartermaine family forever. Ava's dangerous inferno. While Ned fights for his life, another Port Charles resident faces literal flames. Ava Jerome, Maura West, finds herself in a deadly trap that may not be an accident. The week begins with Ava sensing that something is off at Windmere. The air feels colder, the walls seem to whisper, and someone's been tampering with the security system. She brushes it off at first, thinking it's her nerves, until the night everything goes wrong. After a tense confrontation with Rick Lansing, who's been poking around Spoon Island looking for evidence tied to Sunny's enemies, Ava returns home alone. Lightning cracks outside, and the storm mirrors her fury as she pours herself a drink. But when the lights flicker and she smells smoke, her instincts kick in. A fire erupts in the East Wing, and quickly spreads. Within minutes, the entire mansion is engulfed. Ava races to find an escape route, but collapsing beams and locked doors block her path. The flames reflect in her terrified eyes as she realizes someone wanted this to happen. Back in Port Charles, Sonny gets the call. The woman who's been both his enemy and his reluctant ally may be burning alive. He wastes no time, ordering Dex to gear up and head to the island. But Sonny's not the only one on the move. Valentine, hearing that his former home is in flames, joins the rescue mission. The question is, who will reach Ava first? The Inferno scenes will reportedly be some of the most intense General Hospital has staged in years, with Ava's life flashing before her eyes as she's trapped amid smoke and destruction. And just when it seems all hope is lost, a shadowy figure bursts through the flames. But is it a savior or her would-be killer coming to finish the job? Secrets, blame, and unholy alliances. In the aftermath of Ned's collapse and Ava's fire, the entire town feels the ripple effects. Lois and Brooke Lynn are forced to face uncomfortable truths about love, ambition, and how easily everything can vanish. Meanwhile, Valentine grows suspicious that the fire wasn't random, and his investigation points to Rick and another unexpected player, Mason Gatlin. Rick, ever the schemer, insists he had nothing to do with it. But viewers know better. Rick's been digging into Sonny's alliances, and the Windmere blaze might be a cover-up gone wrong. As Dante and Anna piece together evidence, they start to suspect the fire was a message from someone in the shadows, possibly tied to a resurrected pikeman operation. Over at the hospital, Ned's medical emergency stirs ghosts of Quartermain past. Tracy's guilt intensifies, leading to a rare moment of vulnerability where she admits to Lois that she never wanted to lose Ned. Not as a son, not as an ally, not as a man who could carry the Quartermain legacy with dignity. The emotional exchange between Jane Elliott and Rena Sofer is said to be one for the Emmy reels. Elsewhere, Brooke Lynn and Chase find themselves at a crossroads. With her father fighting for his life, Brooke Lynn reconsiders her future. Will she walk away from the music business and embrace family loyalty, or lose herself trying to balance both? Sonny's rage and Ava's aftermath. As the week draws to a close, the fallout from Ava's ordeal reaches Sonny in ways he didn't expect. When he finally locates her, burned and barely conscious, the emotion in his eyes reveals the complicated bond they share. Ava's first words when she wakes, a name Sonny didn't expect, set the stage for another shocker. It wasn't an accident. Rick was there. That revelation sends Sonny into a fury unlike anything we've seen in months. He vows revenge, promising that anyone responsible for targeting Ava will pay, even if that means breaking old alliances or reigniting mob wars he thought were over. Meanwhile, Ava's trauma takes a darker turn. Haunted by what she saw in the fire, a figure she swears was Nicholas, Ava begins to question her sanity. Could Nicholas still be alive? Or is someone trying to drive her mad all over again? Preview for next week. Lives rebuilt or lost forever. The final moments of the week leave fans gasping. Ned's monitors flatline just as Lois whispers, "Don't you dare leave me again." Doctors rush in, hearts race, and the screen fades to black. Did Ned survive the massive heart episode? Or will Thanksgiving at the Quartermain mansion be filled with mourning instead of laughter? And across town, Ava wakes in a hospital bed with burns and bruises, her voice hoarse but her resolve stronger than ever. She knows someone tried to kill her, and she's not waiting for Sonny or Valentine to figure it out. Ava Jerome is ready for war.